Certain corners of the internet lost their flippin' minds earlier this week when Larian Studios CEO Sven Vink told Bloomberg...
Vinky.
Yeah, of course. That's what
got to be Vinky.
Told Bloomberg that the Baldur's Gate 3 studio uses AI tools to help explore ideas and speed things along early in the development process. I hate how much of my life is reading text and then trying to say it out loud.
And then having an AI train on
It's
it.
Vinky, right?
I have no idea.
Thanks. In the same interview, Vinky made it clear. I like it. It sounds more like a pet name.
It's
so
got to be Sven Vinky. It can't be Sven Vink.
I don't know. I don't speak Swedish.
Vink?
I don't know if I've heard it said out loud.
Vink sounds like a woodland creature.
Google it, and then you'll get one of the pronunciation things.
Vinky sounds like also a woodland creature, just way cuter and fluffier.
Vinky? Yeah, maybe. From like a fantasy world.
Okay, it doesn't matter. The point is that Vinky made it clear that there will not be any AI-generated content in Larian's upcoming installment in the Divinity series, saying that everything is human actors. We're writing everything ourselves. Jordan, who prepped this topic for us, said, but that was toward the end of the article, so the odds that anyone read that far, pretty low.
Nobody has time for that.
After the inevitable backlash for saying anything even vaguely positive about AI, Vinky took to Twitter to try to clarify. This is a quote. "Holy f***, guys. We are not pushing hard for or replacing concept artists with AI." The post notes that Larian employs 72 artists, 23 of whom are concept artists, and that they're in the process of hiring more.
Yeah, the concept art is really what this centers around.
Vinky also linked a GameSpot article from April of this year detailing Larian's use of machine learning for tasks that he said, and this is a quote, "nobody wants to do." This uproar has apparently reminded people that Game of the Year winner Claire Obscure Expedition 33 was accidentally released with AI placeholder art, which was quickly patched out of the game back in April, adding an additional target for the rage of the anti-AI camp. Daniel Vavra, whatever.
Vulva, I think.
Did you just say vulva?
It's what? That's not a... It's a biological term.
Important landmark if you're trying to find certain things.
We're not going to get demonetized for that.
The point is, the co-founder of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 developer Warhorse also waded into the mess to defend Larian's honor, saying, "This AI hysteria is the same as when people were smashing steam engines in the 19th century. Vinky said Larian was doing something that absolutely everyone else is doing, and they got into this insanely crazy shitstorm.
Everyone else was doing it."
Vulva adds...
Well, no, I mean,
hold on, I'm not quite done.
All right.
Vulva adds, "I'm no fan of AI-generated art. But anyway, it's time to face reality. AI is here to stay with us. As frightening as it may be, that's the way it is." Now, I'm going to kick you guys off by throwing back to something that Luke and I were actually talking about earlier in this show. Larian sits at the apex of the curve. They're big enough that they're an attractive target for the hate, but not so big that they'll just be like,
deal with it.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
All right, go.
Yeah, one thing I was going to throw in just right off the bat is another game that won awards, because right now we're talking about Larian, who took a ton of Game of the Year awards and many other awards, and then we're talking about Expedition 33, which won everything as far as I can tell. Another game that won awards, the multiplayer award of the year, Arc Raiders, also has a ton of AI stuff going on. All of the movement of the AI enemies in the game is all machine learning.
Really?
Yeah.
And you can hear more about that.
Actually,
we forgot to. Did we even say that?
That part's not in the video, but
we can learn about something.
But you
Luke Week
can
on
learn
Floatplane.
about something. Yeah.
We're supposed to say that?
Luke Week on Floatplane. There's 3 episodes. One's a Q&A. One's a gaming video, which is like a follow-up to the last gaming video I did on the first Luke Week, and then the other video is something.
It's us talking about AI,
of course.
Which is why I'm here. And I felt bad that I didn't.
Point.
I was like, we're here for Luke, but then we didn't even do the call out. Just wanted to get that clear. it's Luke week on Flowplane.
Yeah.
But anyway, machine learning, arc raiders.
Yes. So it's in a lot of places. And if you want to be mad at something for AI stuff, as far as I can tell, the like biggest use of it is largely in arc raiders.
Interesting. That's what.
They have a lot going on.
Machine learning.
They also defend their stances because of things like that. But one of the problems is that everyone's throwing everything under the same banner. And then it's kind of difficult because where's the line?
Well, this is an interesting, because with Sven Vinke, he, on his tweet where he's like, guys, seriously, like, we're the good guys. He linked to a GameSpot article where he talks about how they use machine learning for like the kind of rote menial tasks that no one wants to do. But the debate isn't really around like, oh, okay, you used AI to like smooth out your mesh or whatever. I'm not a developer, I don't understand. But like stuff that isn't like, ooh, the artistry involved in that. It's just kind of like, okay, you have to reduce the amount of polygons or whatever, and it's annoying.
In a way, his argument is that it's actually accomplishing what a lot of people wanted out of it, which is that it's allowing for people to focus more on the artistic stuff that they want to do instead of the like menial annoying tasks that they don't want to do, which is like...
But that's why the backlash isn't about the machine learning, the more traditional. It's about what we called AI back then, sort of. It's about the concept art.
The problem with arc raiders is people don't know where the line is. There's a lot of questions for like, that thing looks like it might be AI generated, like generative AI generated, because there's little like, what do you call it, greebles? What's the term for when there's just like random stuff added to things to make
I call them Groobles.
Groobles. This is Star Wars is really well known for this. They just like they'll put like vents and pipes on things.
Yeah,
and whatever.
I know what it's called in the context of a garment, like an embellishment, but that's not what they're called.
Sure.
I think it's Babu Frick.
There's a
so
word.
There's a lot of Babu Fricks.
Greeblies.
Greeblies. Yeah, I don't know.
Is that right? Oh, okay.
Greebling. Yeah, it's like a term. I don't remember what it is. Babu Fricks though. I'm down with that. So there's tons of Babu Fricks in Arc Raiders where there's just like a tube that'll go from one place to another place that makes no sense at all. And people are wondering, like, was this someone just adding a tube because it looks cool? Which totally might be a thing.
Sometimes you like tubes.
Or is this just generative AI just doing stuff? And it's where is the line? What's going on?
The most interesting aspect of the debate here for me was basically whether we are going to preserve the practice of like concept art. I think people are scared that because the most concerning part was him saying, oh, for the early concepting phase. Well, only in the early phase, we kind of are throwing ideas at the wall and seeing what sticks. So like, we're like, would it be funny to have a frog wearing a top hat or something? And then you like find an image of a frog or whatever, and you tell AI, put a top hat on him, and then they do it, and they're like, it's not so funny. Maybe we won't go with that, It
is funky.
And the alternative to that would have been, hey, a concept artist, can you draw a frog wearing a top hat? Now, I feel like in that situation, I can easily see a concept artist kind of taking that idea and making a top hat on a frog look funny and look interesting in a way that AI wouldn't be able to.
But couldn't a concept artist also put that prompt in and go, it's funny, but I think I could do it better and draw something?
Well, the counterpoint to that is that you're basically like starting from if you prompt AI and you get a result back and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do that but better, or I'm gonna like iterate on that. You're starting with a thought process, and that's part of the human creativity engine. But this is a studied phenomenon. People are more creative and they think better through problems if they do it themselves from scratch, or if they learn how to do it themselves from scratch. And like, this might be a solution. This is the whole problem with AI. It's a solution to do something faster, but you're probably going to get a worse output at the end of it.
And maybe even if you have a super experienced concept artist today, they could use AI to accelerate a quality job. But if you are losing out on the development of your ability to think through these problems because you've always had this crutch. But then, we're going back to the calculator argument, right? You won't have a calculator in your pocket, so you need to be able to start things from scratch.
But yes, if a calculator had the result of like the cumulative output of human knowledge being reduced in mathematics. If our ability to do advanced mathematics at the highest levels was reduced because of calculators, maybe it has been.
I think there's also a
How
problem
can we
here
tell?
where you have the movie adaptation to a book problem, where like once you've seen the movie adaptation to the book, when you read the book, your brain is kind of filling in like, oh, this is what this person looks like. This is what this place looks like, whatever. Where if you're just reading the book and have never seen any of those references, you kind of make it up yourself.
I mean,
if I've seen a frog with a top hat.
There are definitely people who are not susceptible to that. I mean, I wouldn't have thought it would be possible to read The Hobbit and then create such a shit movie. They clearly completely reimagined that, not for the better.
Yeah, I think there's a whole nother set of incentives and problems there.
Have you seen?
They recast Aragorn in the new Gollum movie. You guys haven't heard about this?
Because he's younger.
Yeah, but Gandalf's in it. Like Ian McKellen is Gandalf in it.
Wait, what?
But Viggo's too old. Anyway.
They should have just done it anyways. They should have just used Viggo. I mean, I'm pretty annoyed about that, but I mean, that is what it is.
I mean, the movie's gonna suck anyway, so does it really matter? Did you watch The War of the Rohirrim?
Yeah.
It's so bad. I couldn't make it through it. I really wanted to.
It's funny because it's like, Peter Jackson's returning for the Hunt for the Gollum movie, so it's like, but that doesn't mean anything because he did the Hobbit movies and they're horrible.
Didn't he come in?
But wait, it's not.
Didn't he come in late on the Hobbit movies?
Did he?
I thought he came in to like try to save them.
I have to admit that I know hardly anything about the Hobbit movies because I went to see the first one in theater and I was like, this is horrendous. I saw it also in 48 FPS and I was like, this is horrendous, and I just didn't watch the next two.
I did the same thing.
You did the right thing. I watched the next two because I'm a completionist and masochist like that, I guess. But
I don't think I saw
They didn't
them.
get better.
Maybe I did, but I don't think I did.
They didn't get better.
Yeah.
I would watch the heck out of like a fan cut, which probably exists.
I think there is
just one movie.
Because I complained about this on Wan Show a while ago, and someone mentioned that I think there is one. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to take us too far off the rails.
Back to AI stuff in video games. Yeah, I mean, like it's also a tough line because we're at a spot, and I think this has been addressed actually by potentially Larian. I'm not sure, but we're at a weird spot where like a lot of people are demanding stances of different tools and technologies that companies really will not use. And they're looking for people to make permanent statements on those things. And none of us have any idea what's going to happen to the landscape moving forward. And that could put companies that are actually going to bother potentially responding to any of this and having open dialogues with people like Larian at potentially extremely disadvantageous positions in a field that is incredibly mind-blowingly cutthroat and competitive. And you have companies that are not laying people off, that are actively hiring, that are making games that people like, and those companies are the ones that are getting critically looked at when there's companies that are laying people off and are in some cases known for using even more AI stuff. And those companies are being ignored in this case. And it's just like, I think we need better targets for this energy.
I saw a really good tweet. Because I can't be here very long. I saw a really good tweet where someone's like, gamers are like, they don't want games to be delayed. They don't want studios to force the developers to crunch either. They don't want people to use AI, but they also want the games to come out and play them. And like, it's like they can't have all of these. They want everything.
Gamers are a difficult bunch.
Yeah. I take the opinion that like, look, if you want to use AI for small parts that isn't like, and like according to your principle that you talk about,
no output,
don't use the unaltered output, never,
which is what Larian's saying.
If they want to do that as part of the pipeline, go for it. I don't think we should jump down their throats for that, given how AI is here already. However, I will have way more respect for a company if they do everything without AI and take a friggin' long time. It's just like, is that possible? Do the economics work? Sorry, what
I was just going to say that AI is, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but AI for a person who runs a company that has been to a fault transparent and taken stances on a lot of things, AI is one of the ones that if you've been listening very carefully, I have never made any kind of commitments for Linus Media Group.
For or against, I think. We like barely use it internally.
Even when Microsoft came in here and offered to replace all of the employees for free.
Every single one of them.
Yeah. You were like,
that
you know
didn't
what?
happen.
Not today,
Even Linus.
Satya.
I'm trying to have a serious
Even
conversation,
Linus.
and you guys are completely taking it off the rails, which is fine because I wasn't going to give an answer anyway.
Honestly, this conversation was way more on the rails than it should have been for me coming in here. And I don't think I even have time to be part of the Mozilla one because I feel like I wanted to combine those two with the Larian and the Mozilla because they're both just being attacked.
We can talk Mozilla, but first I want to do something fun. So I had
Saying he doesn't have time.
Well, no,
he'll
you
be
guys,
fine.
you guys can talk about Mozilla.
all right.
So there was a little comment here in Floatplane from Velicet that I had highlighted. I wanted to talk about. Yeah, biggest problem here is that for a vocal minority, it's binary. There's no nuance to this conversation, and that's one of the reasons that I haven't taken a stance because people are going to expect me to take like a hardline stance when even if I did, it wouldn't be something that I could fully control anyway.
I don't know if I even want to say this, but hot take.
I'm AI.
There's companies like I am AI. There's companies like I don't remember the name of the company behind it, but they made Silk Song. They're like 3 people. Team Cherry.
yeah.
Team Cherry has like 3 people. Maybe they can control for this. At bigger companies, like Larian has hundreds, and they're not even seen as like a big studio. All of those games, if it's a binary that you're looking at this set, will be made with AI.
Yeah.
I think
And
I can
that's-
pretty confidently say that statement, and I don't even if the head of the company is like, don't use it.
Yep.
It's still going to happen.
Do you
Because
remember-
employees are going to try to take shortcuts.
Do you remember when we had a minor controversy when one of our I had taken
Remember that one time?
No, sorry, I don't. I have no memories.
you legitimately might not remember this one.
Okay.
Not ringing a bell.
So we had a minor controversy a while back where I had on WAN Show said that I didn't feel that in our industry, working the way that we do and relying on ads the way that we do, that we should use ad block. And I had made it a policy at our company that we don't install it on our computers.
Yeah.
And I got called out like a couple weeks later or something for using ad block because I screen shared on something and I was using a laptop that someone else had set up, someone else had configured. That is a perfect example of what you just said.
Yeah.
How in a company of more than one person, or even in a company of one person, someone can forget a thing that they said at some point and do something, but especially in a company of more than one person, you can have a stance on something, you can have an opinion, you can even have a policy. But at the end of the day, not everyone is going to follow it. So you could say, no AI will make it into anything that we do, all you want. I had to read a sponsor spot that was clearly AI generated not that long ago. Because it was in the form of like rhyming couplets with all the sponsor talking points, and I'm like, okay, 2 things.
Doesn't seem right.
One, if you used AI for this, bad, and 2, if you did this without AI, double bad because what a waste of time.
It was like passable, but not good.
Yeah, it was AI.
Yeah.
Okay, there's one other
like,
thing.
Some concept artist is going to have a bad week and be really frustrated and have a deadline for Frog with Top Hat.
Yeah,
and
or
be
have
like,
whatever
and be
the-
like, oh my god, I can't get the pose right for some reason. But generate. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can make that work. And
Whatever
then do
the
it.
artist equivalent of writer's block is, they're
Sure.
going to use a tool.
Brush block.
Sure. Okay, the other thing I wanted was you guys were talking about Greeblies or whatever, and I was like, oh, I wonder what an AI response to the right number of pieces of flair is. Like, will it get the Office reference or will it come up with something? So I typed how many pieces of flair is the right amount, and it literally is like, new, try AI mode. Search whatever's
your
on your mind
face,
and get
in your face, in your
AI-powered
face.
responses. You literally gave me the AI response,
Well,
whether I consented to it or not.
Okay, well, I can.
If you click not
Google-
interested, what
the
happens?
way
No,
Google,
it's a different thing.
The way
But
is
still,
Google-
like, what the heck?
the way they're branding all this stuff is so insane, annoying to me, especially as like covering tech news and like it's like Google updated this and they have a new mode, and I'm just like, and I have to read through and be like, okay, so this is like the 4 other things that they call, like, because they have Gemini, they have Google regular search, they have Google AI overviews, they have AI mode, which is basically just using Gemini, but like it's more searchy. It's like,
All right, so let's find out what this does. Sure.
it's like, yeah,
Okay.
Okay, so now it just comes up in a different interface.
it's basically
Yeah.
Gemini, except it's like what we're doing here is searching the web for stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's just Gemini, but focused on search, I
yeah.
guess.
What? This is such a stupid... It was doing really well. The running joke, blah, blah, 15 pieces of flair, blah, blah, etc., Office Space. Outside the film, there is no set right amount of flair. The term has come to refer to other things, including Flair Airlines baggage allowances. No.
Hey,
No,
you know,
it
hey,
hasn't.
Hey, haven't you ever taken a shot? You know, just like it took a swing and it missed that time.
Yes, it did.
It's got chutzpah.